Okay, so is this sweater obnoxiously colored? Yes, that's why I love it. Today I thought I would do something that I did a couple months ago that was very much inspired, an idea taken from Novel Niah on TikTok. She will be linked down below. She's incredible. You should definitely be watching her TikToks if you're not already. But this is basically just kind of publicly shaming myself into talking about, did I waste my money on the books that I bought and that I read? So let's just jump right into it, and I'll talk about whether I would purchase these again or not. The first one in my pile is The Cat Who Saved Books by Sasuke Natsukawa. I don't know that I would purchase this again. I did pay for this full price, which made $19 plus tax, and I enjoyed it and I thought it was good, and I think it's gonna be super cute on my bookshelves, but I don't know that I got $19 worth of enjoyment out of it, but I definitely would have felt like it was fully worth it if I had gotten it from the library instead. The next one I have here is Gwendy's Button Box by Stephen King and Richard Chizmar. I'm talking too fast. I am twisting my tongue on words right now. I would purchase this again. This is the same thing. This I spent about $16 on, if the back barcode's to be believed. And I really like Stephen King. Even if I don't like the Stephen King I read, I have several areas in this reading room dedicated to my very Stephen King books because both my parents love Stephen King, and that's where my love and enjoyment from him mostly stems from, is the place of nostalgia for that connection with them. And even if I don't like his books, I usually keep them on my shelves because I am a person who likes to collect things, so I would definitely purchase this again. Next one I have is This Is How You Lose the Time War. Yes, I would. My favorite book of all time. We have 3 copies in this house. In fact, we have purchased all 3 of them. Well, one of them is technically on loan to some friends right now because I will make everyone read this. It's my goal. But this isn't even my copy. This was my mom's copy, which is where that bookmark is because that's how far she got into it. But yes, I would buy this again. I would buy different editions of this. This is one of the few books where if there was a particularly beautiful new edition, I would absolutely buy it, even though I have 3 copies of this one. Next one, 19 Claws and a Blackbird by Augustine Baz-Tarika. Yeah, I would buy this again. I thought it was incredible. I loved it. This is one of my favorite short story collections, and I'm so glad that I own it. And I did pay full price for this at Barnes & Noble, and I would do so happily again and again. Next book I have is The Snowman by Joe Nesbo. I hated this. Oh, this is complicated. There are some feelings tied up into a couple of the books I read this month, particularly because these were some of the last books that I got for my birthday from my mom. But I was the one who purchased this. My mom didn't purchase it for me. If I could go back in time and trade this out for something else, even though I bought this used, I probably would. I hated this, and I will keep it forever because of the sentimental value, but I didn't like this book, and I wouldn't purchase this again. This was a mistake. I should have gotten this from the library. Next one is You Must Not Miss by Katrina Leno. I would buy this again. This was a good book. I thought this was fun. This is another one that was part of that birthday pile of gifts I just talked about, and this will always make me happy to see on my shelves and to think about my mom, because this is just a gorgeous cover. This is the best cover for this book that I've seen, and I love the magpies on here, and not only is it a gorgeous, amazing cover, but it also was a really interesting and fun young adult book that I had a good time reading, so yes, I would buy again. The next one I have is Wild Spaces by S.L. Coney. I would buy this again. My spouse got me a book box that came with this and one book that I haven't read yet, and I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good. I was really surprised at how much I really enjoyed it, and this is a fun book that I think was fully worth getting in the book box. And the last book I have a physical copy of that I read in the month of September is New Sons. This is an anthology of speculative fiction written by people of color. I would buy this again. This is another one I straight up paid full price for, and I don't regret. I love anthologies. I love having them on my shelves, and it's even better when the anthology is really good and all of the stories are also really good. And that's what this was. So yes, would absolutely pay full price for this again. Okay, those are all the books I read in September. I kind of filmed this on a whim. I didn't realize how many of the books that I read this past month I paid full price for. Not normally, I've done this video once before, but I feel like there was a better mix of like books that I had gotten used or, you know, anything, and most of these books I paid full price for. And as you can see, it was very hit and miss. But yeah, there we go. Hopefully publicly shaming myself will make me go through more of my books. It's not really shaming. I just think it's interesting to talk about, you know, the books that you have on your shelves and, you know, whether or not you end up enjoying them. Because there are a lot of times that, you know, you just buy shit randomly and whether or not it works out, you're never gonna know. Please feel free to do algorithm things if you want. I will see you next week and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye.